in my garage. So to check, if any spindle is out of spec, what I usually do is I check side to side play on the pulley or the bearings itself. If you can feel the blade up and down moving, most likely your belt's just keeping the tension on the pulley. So if you look at the surface of the pulley, I can move it a decent amount up and down. This bearing's not all the way gone, or these bearings aren't all the way gone, but they're pretty close. So it'd be better to have changes now in the winter when you can do it, instead of in the summer when you're trying to mow and your spindle completely fails. So first thing to do would be to take the belt off, and I left the blade on so I can have better leverage. The question is, how am I going to get this? The belt's actually not too terribly tight. Just spin off by hand. Just have to get it started. Let me get the pry bar here. If I get this to stay up here. That. It'll slowly walk itself off here. Like so. So, belt's off. You don't have to worry about tension on that pulley. I already made sure that it was loose, but because this is a stupid setup, but just you take the nut off, it holds that. Of course, it's not gonna. There we go. Holds that pulley on. And what's gonna suck is I'm gonna have to take off the. To get this pulley off, I'm going to take off the grease zerk on here. Okay, so okay, let me get. All right, let's see. Is it 6 mil? Yep, 6 mil. Take that grease zerk out of there. Luckily, these are greasable spindles. A lot of cheaper brands don't have greasable spindles, so they usually wear out faster.
What does that look like? You can show it to me.
It's a grease zerk. It's standard. Standard grease zerk. I think is just fit in the hole. Let's see. Let's hope I don't damage that too much. Tighten that up there.
And that's a pulley puller?
Yep. 12, I think. Yep, 12 mil. So you should be able to slowly take this off, like so. That way you can get your access to your main bolts on there. So that's the top bearing. I don't know if this bearing's failed or it's the bottom one. It's probably both. The top one has a little bit of play. All right, so now we gotta drop the spindle out. It's probably a 18 or 19 mil, one of the two. Yep, it's 19. Keep all your hardware. These crush washers probably shouldn't be reused, so make sure you get yourself some new crush washers. You can sort of see the difference in wear over time. That crush washer is still okay. This one has like no spring left, so usually what you do is you replace them. I'll try to find some new ones. Then there's this plate here that is a spacer, but should be able to pull your spindle assembly out like that.
Awesome.
That's it. Now I just gotta take the blade off. So I picked up the seals and the hardware necessary to do this. I don't know usually you look up you can go to Kubota dealer and look up the model number and get the correct information. Blade so, Now you just take the spindle apart. So this top part should slide out. You don't have to smack it out. It's a wise idea to keep the surface for the threads nice. So I would recommend putting the nut back on, and then I'd take like get an open area like a vise here, where you can spin it over that, so you can smack the like that. So you can see that's the race of the bearing right there where it sits, and it's not looking so good. Grease did a pretty good job, but unfortunately she exploded on us. So slide that. Hopefully this shaft is okay. There's two. Yeah, we gotta clean that off. Then, yep, poor bearing. You see it's missing some balls in there. So there's a seal right there, and then there should be a seal on the top. Yep. Okay. So now we get herself a punch out the bearing parts. All right. So let's first clean this inter shaft off. It should be, yeah, so it's more like an oil when it gets hot. You can actually see some damage here, pitting from moisture. And that's what I'm hoping that won't cause an issue. So I might need to take a punch and punch it off. So I can get it moving first in here, like this. See what a brass punch will do. Bent hole punch. Single punch. But it's moving, so that's good. Spacers, let's leave that free here. Have to let that sit for a second. Move a little bit. Just move now. Let's see. Take this back up. It's a terrible vise. Having it locked down. There we go.
There she goes.
That was terrible.
She's broken.
Yeah, that was, I broke it. That just shows what moisture does. So this is all a spindle, interior of a spindle is. It's just a spline shaft or threaded shaft with a spline shaft that holds your pulley, and then you got your surface for your bearing, your spacer, and then your seal, and then your seal on the top. So you get a drill out and clean this up a little bit. This is bad enough I need steel. Alright. Probably would be best to start here. See what I can do. Still pretty hot. Oh, there we go. Alright. Hey, hey, hey. Look at all that pitting. Look at that. It's great. Very good for seals. Alright. Bring that off. So that was the easier part, I guess, you could say. Fun part's getting these bearings out of here. Well. Smaller punch. So this bottom seal is destroyed. That's supposed to hold the grease in the spindle. And I'm trying to extract it with a punch. So we're working here. There's your seal filled with all the old grease. It's nasty. Then your old bearing, which this one is not in terrible shape, but it definitely is not in max. It's not in the best shape. Just drop it. This bearing is it reusable? I'd say no, but could keep that. This one's destroyed. So what's this? Sort of see it's in there. Punch it using this method. Like that. So yeah, if I can get it out. Let's use the other punch. Some pliers. Oh.
It's half of it.
Yeah, it actually split in half. Never seen that before. Alright, well, remaining surfaces on here might be better because they had grease on them. Let's clean this out now. Try not to scratch any of this. Tried not to. Yeah, it's not too bad. So, ideally how you put bearings in is you take a socket identical in size and you use that to punch it in. Let's see. There you go over and find the socket. It's close enough in size on the outer race, not the inner race. So that one looks like it's the right size. And this is metric. It's a 1.5 inch. And then you line her up. So get yourself some grease. Pack your. People pack them by hand, but line that area so it has grease in it. Then what I would do is just get it pretty packed like that. Alright. Then you take your socket, it's as square as possible. Set it on there. Try to keep it square. Like so. See how it's nice and flush right now. Now it's seated in there. You can see how the bearing, there's a certain point at which the bearing will just stop feeling like it's moving. And I'm going to drive in both bearings first. Undo the seals and then the spindle. Okay. Same goes for the top bearing. Pack it with grease and then do the same thing. All right. Now we just put in the seals. So this is the bottom seal. Okay. The bottom, this is the top. Let me take this seal out. Put this bad boy in there. This one's gonna be fun. See if we can. And this is the last step, really. It's just shoving her on through. Reassembly. Sort of just slowly punch it through. It's just a dust cap. Just a dust cap. Okay, you can go ahead now.
Go.
Putting the good old blade back on. Yeah, keeps all the dust away. Your blade's on there. Torque the spec. And then make sure you have all your bolts in here. Reassemble on the machine. Now we go over here. Put it back together. Let's hope these stay. All right. Yep, I knew it was gonna do that. nice if the bolts actually stuck out for me for a second. Now I gotta pick some new crush washers because those are failed. Or just bend the.
Is the joke here that they're not new crush washers?
Oh, I'm gonna make them new. Then you repeat the opposite steps.
How's it going, Jake?
Oh, it's going.
Got the pizza.
I'm so excited!
Secured it.
You know what I'm gonna do? Put these in the vise and bend them out.